Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Happy Labor Day back in Houston.
Oh, yeah, it is Labor Day.
The United States. I'm Shannon.
I'm Marco.
I'm Zeta.
And we're Conversations with Spiritual People.
Whoop, whoop.
And we're having breakfast.
And friends.
Yeah, and friends.
And friends. And nature.
And nature.
And nature.
If you look behind us, we're having breakfast out on our ponchos out on the ground. And we saw the little next door neighbor and their daughter having breakfast out on the ground, and we're like, oh my God, how awesome would that be?
Why haven't we done that?
Let's do that tomorrow.
To do breakfast outside. So we're doing breakfast outside. Mm-hmm. We made these incredible tacos.
No, Shannon's been wanting tacos this whole trip.
And it's very hard to find tortillas here, and we found tortillas.
Mm-hmm.
At the mall.
At Target in the mall.
But it's not called Target.
It's called something else, but it is Target.
Mm-hmm.
So we found tortillas, but we have organic eggs.
Mm-hmm. We all do.
Zeta's having papas that are organic.
Organic
that
potatoes.
tastes like the ground.
It tastes so delicious.
Everything's so earthy.
Cheese, queso fresca, with cilantro, parsley,
and olives.
Well, that's not organic, but Marco had to have olives.
Those came from a jar.
So those are our splurge things when we were looking. I wanted tortillas, and Marco wanted some olives, and I think Zeta got her some other stuff that she wanted too. And so it was like,
Breakfast tacos. Oh, and the secret ingredient, chorizo.
But it's
not chorizo. Do not lie to these
it's spicy,
people.
free-range beef from Colorado. Yes.
Beef stick. We improvise.
Like dehydrated.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you want
Because they don't have chorizo here. So, and if you look really close behind us, the field is just covered with beautiful butterflies. They're little yellow butterflies. And it's so beautiful just to sit out here and in the clove and watch the bees. There's bees everywhere.
In the morning, it goes through stages.
Mm-hmm.
The first stage is birds.
They fly. They do their thing.
They wake us up with beautiful songs. And then we go to butterflies, and then the bees kind of come in. And it's butterflies and bees for a while.
Yeah. And it's very beautiful. And if you notice, I don't know if Marco got in the screen. Right behind us is a beautiful mountain over here.
Here.
There's Intibucana. I just noticed that Intibucana is right there. You see the ruins right up there on the top?
Mm-hmm.
I just noticed that this morning.
Yeah, you just noticed it today. We're closer.
Yeah.
And there's a farming field right behind us. We rented this amazing house, guys. It's
awesome.
made out of earth. It's so simplistic. I think we were having a really beautiful conversation around this morning about the simplicity
of everything.
Of everything. And I was, when I was talking to my sister this morning, wishing her happy birthday, I was telling her how simple, everything is simple here.
Yeah.
You wash clothes by hand, unless you want to take them into town. They have a sink outside, and you wash the clothes and hang them on the line. You go out and you walk wherever. I know I've lost at least 10 to 15 pounds.
I think we
probably all have. Even Marco's pants are falling off.
But we want to talk about... You don't want to share anything else about this segment? So our journey is we have 4 days in one day.
Yes.
Literally. Time and space are different here.
It's like we live 4 days in one day, and it's so incredible to experience that.
We don't constantly watch the clock, but there's times where we're like, oh, it'd be, you know, like you think, oh, it's bedtime, and you look and it's like 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
And you're like, oh.
We still got time. If we go to bed now, we'll be up all night.
And so we kind of have this game. It's like, oh no, boo, you got to make it till 10.
Make it till 10. Because it's so quiet
Yeah.
and so peaceful. And there's not all the
There's
buzz.
day-to-day stuff because, I mean, there's cars going by and stuff, but it's quiet in the mind. Like, you don't have, like, the
Yeah.
static and, I mean, yeah, there's some electricity, but it's not like living in the city or even in the suburbs of Texas or the United States, you know? So it's like, it's just quiet.
Especially here in the Sacred Valley, because we were in
Yeah.
Cusco 2-3
Cusco is
days,
different.
and the energy there, it's kind of like back in the States.
Yeah,
It's more
fast-paced.
city-like.
And that's where we found the mall. We didn't find it here.
Yeah.
But,
But
yeah.
it's so simplistic. Everything
Yes.
is people grow their food, they
Even like the
build their houses.
even like the dishware. You don't have
It's
like
all
20, 30 plates
No.
and spoons. You have like maybe 5. And
Everything
you clean
is
them, wash
clay
them,
and wood.
Yeah.
clay and wood.
Yeah. Well, and even like this morning, I was filling up my water jug, and I was looking at their water jug system, and I was like, it's so simple compared to what we have
Yeah, it's not plugged
in
in. It's not
America.
an
It's not
electric.
plugged in. It's not even ceramic. Like,
It's
No.
plastic.
it's just, it's like a jug turned upside down, and you put the jug inside. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. We'll have to take a picture of it. But it's simple. And I was saying how back in America, everything's about money.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not just the technology but it's like something as simple as putting the water jug inside the other water jug. We have to make it so much more complicated so that we can also charge more for it.
It doesn't
Right.
have to be fancy.
No.
So let's segue into yesterday because we
Oh
want
my
to talk about it.
God.
Talking about the simplicity because
Yes.
when you're driving up to where we went to about 15 to 16,000 feet. I mean, 15 to 1,600
It was
feet.
pretty high.
It was high.
Way up.
It was one of the highest we've been, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may have been 1,700. We went
Way. We were at the top.
We were at the peak.
You can see all the other opus, all the mountains,
Yeah.
and they were below us. So we were pretty much at the
Yeah.
peak. It felt like top of the world.
It did.
It was one of the most magical journeys. But when you're going up, you're seeing the farmers. They're cutting all the grass.
Yeah.
They're cutting the stalks that's left over in the field, and they're gathering
hand.
it all up. Yeah, by hand. There's no
There's no
tractor or lawnmower.
And the kids are doing it too.
Yes.
Yes. It's not like, okay, you're too young to work or,
No.
to learn.
It's
how
like
to...
the little girl over there. She's like washing clothes, and so the mom had the bucket in the thing, and she's standing over there like she's smashing grapes.
Yeah.
But she's washing clothes, and she got the little soap. She did everything like she watched mom.
And they
There
let
was
her.
like- yeah, they allowed her to.
And she enjoyed
express.
it.
And it's so much fun. It was that part right there was so beautiful. That was how our day started
Yeah.
off yesterday.
And then we had Dario's little boy go with us.
Yeah,
And his
Who is
wife.
And his
three?
wife.
What is
So-
he? 3 or 4?
Yeah, he's 3.
Yeah.
He's a big boy for 3.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
But we go, and we drive this road until it ends. I mean, it
literally
ends.
ends.
End of the road.
Larry could
For
go
at
no
least,
further.
Like, what, about an hour and a half? It was
Yeah.
it was a while
Easily.
up the mountain. One of the
Well,
most
we
majestic
started
places.
up the mountain. Well, it's all up the mountain, but we started on a road, and then we had to get off on a dirt road.
Yeah.
And we don't want to talk about the rest of that road. That road was scary because there's just enough for the van.
Thank
the
God for
car.
Larry.
He's a
Larry's our driver.
amazing
If you ever
driver.
come to PSAC, look for Larry. He will take you.
One of the best
Anywhere you
drivers
want.
ever.
Yes.
The side of the road literally is. If he moved one way or the other, we would have been off. We would have been
That's right.
down in the bottom of the.
Oh no.
Way down there would be no survivors whatsoever. But we went way up. Tried not to look. To this most majestic place. Tourists don't go there, and you can't go. You just can't go there by yourself.
And it was a straight up
Security's there.
hike. Yeah.
You have to be a local to access these places.
Right.
Yeah, you just cannot go.
So we get there. We're at the end of the road.
And
But on the way there, we saw a lot of
Oh, yes.
pre-Incan construction,
Yes.
like houses. People live up there.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, a lot of these people went up there when the Spaniards were trying to.
And they were just kids.
Right.
The parents sent their children up the mountain to save
Right.
their lives. And the elders and stuff that lived up there took care of them.
Mhm.
Yep. And kept the tradition alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so as time went on, people started migrating back down.
Yeah,
and
Dario
then-
was sharing about how they were farming, but the value of things, people weren't valuing the vegetables and
Right.
things, so people started getting into the town to make more of an income, to become
Right.
like, you know, tuk-tuk drivers and start doing different things because
To be famous.
to be famous. Because a lot of people didn't appreciate all the hard work that was being
Right.
put into, you know, the vegetation. There were, you know, one soul for, you know, this hard laborious work of this very organic, high vibrational food. And so they started, you know, kind of losing the ways and the traditions and the way of living. But there's still a lot of them up there that still maintain it.
Yeah, and that's the awesome
Yeah.
part about Dario is that's whose house we're staying at. But you know, that's what him and his family are trying to do is they're trying to bring back that
The culture. Yeah.
you know, and the plants that have almost gone extinct and bringing
And,
back
and
the
I hate to say it
vegetation.
like this because modern or Western influence
Mm-hmm.
has so or northern, let's say northern hemisphere influence
Yeah.
has really taken its toll here.
Yes.
As far as culture and even in our own
Oh, yeah.
place, the Native American culture or even the Hispanic culture or even the white culture or whatever, we've so lost. We got lost
Right.
in it, and we got in this modern place of disconnectedness and not connecting with our heritage or with each other
Right.
in that way. And that's the way it was back then. You could see the animals here. When you come here, the animals, dogs and cats and everybody is healthy.
My alarm. Do you want to get it?
Yeah.
Just turn it
Be
off.
right back.
It's saying, Zeta, get up.
I've been up.
But the dogs and cats and animals, everything here are healthy.
Yeah.
The community takes care of their animals. You see llamas going down the street.
Well, and that's interesting too, the llamas, because yesterday we saw them
Yeah.
and they were clearly marked belonging to somebody.
Yeah.
And what is the deal? Like they just let them roam.
They
turn
let
them
it,
free.
they
They
let
turn
them go
them free.
free. Go eat, go enjoy the openness, and the animals come back. It's not like they run away.
Yeah.
They know that they're loved and
safe at
safe,
night.
so they come back.
Yeah.
They come back home.
But during the day they get to roam the land and eat and drink and just like they would live in the wild.
Be in their natural habitat.
Yeah.
And here where we are, you'll see a lot of, I guess, Americans and
Yeah, we're pretty much
European-
surrounded.
yeah, that are renting these little houses and stuff through here.
And there's a hostel right
Are
behind us.
backpacking. You can whatever, however you choose if you want
Right.
to come. But I tell you, the way to do it is to get a bed and breakfast,
Yeah,
or
an Airbnb.
Airbnb, or rent a house. Because of cost of what it would cost you to stay in a hotel, we've discovered that.
Yeah.
And eating. I mean, since we've been here, we've cooked the whole time, and
We spent $50 for eating, and that's been 4 or 5 days now.
yeah,
For 3 people,
For
adult
3
people,
adults.
And that's
and we
breakfast,
eat.
lunch,
We
and
like to
dinner.
eat.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner cost us $50.
and we've had good food
Yeah.
with a few splurges.
Yes. Cookies.
Chips,
Chips. But
chocolate.
chocolate. Let's put it out there. So we're getting back to our journey. So
Yeah,
you
yesterday.
drive this road yesterday because we really want to share this It was one of the top and most epic experiences we did here.
There's no words.
Life-changing. It was pure life-changing experience. So we get there, we get out, and we at this lake, this bottom lake down here, and he says we're going to a lake that's up there. And I mean, he's pointing up there. And we're like, okay. He said it was only just a few hundred yards up there.
He said like a 20-minute walk, I think.
For him.
Bullshit. Worth it, but not 20 minutes.
Right. So we put on our game face and we began this journey up the side of this 90 degrees
It's like
thing. And they took us, you walk to the right, you walk to the left.
yeah, because you can't just walk straight up.
No.
You have to kind of do
You
this.
zigzag to make it
Zigzag.
easier.
And now you're talking altitude at the same time.
So the breathing is different.
And so
Yes.
I don't think we would have made it if we had did it the first
no.
first when we first got here.
No.
We've had time to get used to the altitude,
And we've been at different altitudes. We've been in different cities and
Yeah,
towns
and
and different
environments.
heights.
Yeah.
And we've been on coca leaves in Munya, which is the local mint, you know, for over 14 days
Yeah, we used a
now.
lot of that. Dario used a lot of that on us.
But also taking your time.
We did take our time.
You know, we didn't have to rush. A lot of times we're like, oh, let's go. And we burn ourselves out. But if we just take our time and really are present and connecting
Yeah.
with the walk, I think that really helped us out a lot.
Because we stopped a lot.
And I think that was the beginning of the lessons or
Yes.
the experience was being present. Take your time. Pay attention to your step.
Right.
Because you're talking, we're walking on the side of this, sideways like this. And
Many times your feet are.
and there's not
crooked.
rocks, it's just the side of the mountain there.
Yeah.
And you have to pay attention to where you're putting your feet.
Yeah.
You have to be present. You can't be lost in thought. You have to be there. And so you walk a little bit and you rest. And then we walked up and then we had a snack.
We didn't just rest, though. I mean, like, we took it all in.
Yes.
You know, it wasn't like, oh, you need to stop and rest. It was like, stop and enjoy what you're doing and look around. And it was amazing because, like, we'd walk for 5 or 10 minutes, maybe not even that. And then we'd stop and he'd tell us a little bit about the area. Or we'd just stop and just be in awe and look around and enjoy being in the moment.
Yeah, we were in a place, literally we were in a place that most I think there's not been very many Americans even go there. He took us to a
He said we were one of the first few, one of the first.
He said we were the pioneering it,
Yeah.
Going there.
experiencing it for the first time. Oh, look, there's a cow over there. Oh, hello, cow. She turned around.
So we go up the side of this mountain, and Marco makes it first. And he's not saying anything, but you can see this beautiful smile on his face. And I'm coming, and as soon as you get to about like 5 feet from the peak of this ridge, you know, to go up, you can start seeing the snow-capped mountains on the other side.
And you make noises.
When I got to the other side, it was like, yeah!
I didn't want to do a spoiler alert. It'd be like, oh my God, you got to see this. I'm like, they have to have their own experience. It was breathtaking.
It was
I didn't
breathtaking.
e-
even have words.
And so I think it was so fun because watching Zeta, she was coming up, and the guides and the Larry and Dario kept saying, "Let me help you, let me help you," and she's like, "No, leave me alone.
let me do me.
I'm got to do this. Like I've got to finish
Right.
this. This is something more personal
Right.
than just going up."
Right.
And it was so beautiful. It was like, wow, you know, that's determination. That's being in your own energy. And if you need help, you know, you can
Right.
say, it's
Oh,
there.
absolutely.
I mean, it was there. They
Oh,
would
yeah.
have carried you up the side of that thing. They would have carried you up there.
Larry almost caught me a couple times because
Yeah.
my foot slid. But no.
But help was always there. But
Yeah.
they respected your boundary. Like,
Right.
even though there was a language thing, she's like, I don't want.
I was like, let me be.
They know energy.
I think I had the most trouble breathing. But, I've never been outside of the States. Well, really outside of Texas, other than just a couple states. So
Right.
I've never been in any kind of altitude or anything like that.
No, you did really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even I myself,
And a full
I was
backpack with water,
breathing.
Yeah.
everything, carrying this whole big bundle on your back. It's not easy.
No. But yeah, that was a thing. I was like, I know you're there. Catch me if I start falling.
Right.
But other than that, I got to do it.
Let me do my
Because
experience.
that's really what it was about. It's about the journey. We got up there and then we got to a space and then we had to ask permission.
Mm-hmm.
Every time,
Every time we wanted to
new
go
place,
yeah.
we would pray, honor it, and even
Meditate.
before we left.
Yeah.
Yes, we gave
We
things.
gave thanks.
So the first place when we got up there and we were just looking in awe, it was like this most breathtaking, majestic, epic.
And the pictures do it no justice. I was looking at the pictures and I'm
They're
like,
like, wah, wah. No,
I was like,
you can't
that's
capture
not
it.
what it looked like.
You can't capture it in a
Yeah,
picture.
you can't.
It's like, it's a forever memory.
Yeah.
So Dario said, sit and meditate. Sit and meditate. And so we all find our little place and the grass is like this tall. Or straw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you just find a little place and you sit down in this beautiful. And all of a sudden, I'll let Zeta tell you her experience because it's kind of similar, but we understood what connectedness was.
Yeah.
True and absolutely being connected to everything.
Ding. Be right back.
I thought you turned it off.
I did. You got another one.
Who is this on there that said something new?
I think I snoozed it. It looks beautiful there. Greetings from Houston. Where is it? Oh, it's raining here again. Karen. Hey, Sister Karen. Hola. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Missing you in Peru.
Oh, you would have
Yes,
loved this place.
You're coming again.
You would have. Yeah, next time
And where
we're
we went
doing it
yesterday.
different.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. So, Karen, you want Karen? Zeta, you want to tell your experience? Because Zeta puts it into words, but even though it's in words, you have to experience it.
You had to be there.
Yeah.
Because there really are no words to explain or describe what we did yesterday. But I was laying there. So I laid down on my backpack and put my hat over because we're so close to the sun. And so, it wasn't as cold up there, but we still had to keep long sleeves on so that we didn't get sunburned. And the two
there's
whiteys still
there's
ended
two
up.
shades. There's white and red.
Red.
So
Yeah, so I even got burnt through my shirt yesterday.
Oh yeah, my leg, my right leg.
So I'm laying there, and you can see the energy. So I'm laying, and there's this grass, straw, whatever, right in front of me. And so I take my glasses off, and I'm just looking through it, and through it you can see the beautiful scenery. And so I'm looking at this grass, and I'm like, wow, you can see every little vibration of every little strand of this straw. And so I'm like, and then I put my hand behind it, and I was like, whoa, my whole hand is doing the same vibration.
Let me put a cliff note here.
Yes.
This is not on medicine. We
This
did not
is
we have
just-
not done any type of medicine here.
No.
Nor have we. We talked about it, but
We did talk about it.
but it did not. We had
It never.
truly
yeah.
natural state of connectedness, and
Yeah.
I want to put that footnote in because we've had several. Oh, did y'all do medicine?
Right.
No,
No.
no
But I
external.
will say, I will preface this with, we have done medicine.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
in Peru, but we have done it. So
Yeah.
we know the experience. And it was like being on medicine
Yeah.
without being on medicine.
Yeah.
So we can relate the two even though we weren't on medicine.
Right.
And so I'm literally seeing all the vibration. I put my hand out and I'm like, and that's when it hits. This is connectiveness. Because everything is vibrating as one. And then you look beyond just this. And I even pull my hand out from behind the weed and you can still see like the actual vibration of your body. And then you look beyond and then you can start seeing the aura
Of the mountains.
and everything around it, and everything's got this just
Yeah.
vibration.
I had the same experience as Zeta, and feeling it and experiencing it and seeing it. And I thought, wow, I'm really just, wow, this is a whole nother thing. You see a bee going by and you're like, you can see the energy trail going by. It's
Yeah.
like, wow.
But it was really interesting because we had been talking about what does that feel like? What does that connectiveness, that love feel like? And in that moment, it was there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like that true moment of like tears. And I did
Yes.
shed tears, you know? And I'm going to shed tears again. But it's like, because you can't, it's a feeling and you had an experience and it's like, there's no
And you're
words.
holding that space. And I think,
Yeah.
and Marco, tell yours, because Marco has a different experience.
Mine was a little bit different, and I was looking for, seeing colors.
The judgment.
Yeah, and I was in my analytical mind, so I decided to kind of do my own thing. I opened my mesa, I did my little prayer, started connecting, and as soon as I said I allow myself to feel connected, and I grab my bells and I go up, literally you can feel the wind go, and I could feel that connectedness with everything. Like, Great Spirit was there. And it's when we get in our mind, because we all want to see, I want to say it like Zeta, I want to say it like Shannon, and
Right.
you create this barrier. You don't allow yourself to have your own experience because you're trying to do it like somebody else.
Right.
Right.
But I realized I was doing it the whole time.
Right.
From the beginning that we got out of the van, the whole experience.
Yeah.
But it was my experience. It was in my way. And my way of feeling is my way of seeing.
Right.
We want to see with the physical eyes.
And that's
But
not always.
it's not always the...
Well, and even we were talking this morning, and we were all talking this morning about seeing, and what I saw isn't necessarily,
No.
you would have saw it different.
Yeah. And I,
You know,
I
we
see
both
it.
saw energy, but what we saw
I saw a
was not
woman
gonna be
standing
different.
over there. She was standing there too, and it's like, "Do y'all see the woman?" And they're like, "No, that's you."
there's not a
Yours.
physical woman
That's
there.
not a physical woman.
But you can see the energy of people, the plants.
Yeah.
The
And you could feel the ancestors there.
oh God, that was one of the most incredible parts. But
The connection.
you can feel God,
Yes.
and how do I explain that? Because I don't want to put it in a gender.
Yeah.
But you feel the oneness with the divine.
Yes, it's just pure.
You are the divine.
Yes, you are, and that's
Yeah.
what I was told. It's like you are the divine. You're if you're connected to everything that is, you are the divine.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's hard for a lot of people. Oh, how can you be? That means you're putting yourself as God. No, I'm not.
No.
I'm just being with God. I am connected with God, and
It's
a lot
everything
of,
is one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think and that's what it was, is like, as I was looking at that grass in my hand, there was no difference. Even when I put it beside it, there was
It
no
has
difference.
life force.
It was all just one big energy wave.
It's
Yeah.
like the universe,
Yeah.
Each one of us is a star, but within the whole universe is the oneness. There is
Right.
no separation.
Right.
Oh, speaking of stars.
Segue into the next part. So we finished there and we start our journey up to this upper lake that's up there. And we get to a certain place and it was like we walked through a stargate.
Yeah.
And that's the best way,
Yeah.
or a galactic
Portal, doorway.
or whatever. You can
Something.
literally distinguish
Yes.
between this world, this side and that side. There was an energy
And we
shift.
had to stop and ask permission to pass through.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys saw this too, but the colors were different.
Yes.
Yes.
Like there were different hues.
Yeah.
And you can notice as the colors go from here to another. Like,
Oh
you're
yeah.
like,
I mean, you completely walked through a gateway. A different world. Because again, time. Like once it was all done, we looked at the clock and it was like only 12:30.
Yeah,
Like,
we
it
only
was
did one
like-
day.
it felt like we were there for hours.
Hours.
Yeah.
Hours.
Like I literally thought it was 4 or 5 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only
Yeah.
almost noon.
So anyway, okay.
But we go to this beautiful, I don't know, mystical.
Mystical.
I want to call it mystical lake.
Yeah.
And we go to this mesa, or it's above the lake here. And the lake's here, and we're standing up here. And Dario says, "Look at the stars." And the lake literally has all these little stars. It was just a few in the beginning.
Sparkle,
It was just a few.
sparkle.
Just a few. And so he says, let's connect and let's ask for permission. And so he starts speaking in Quechuan and asking for permission. And we're holding hands and we're doing this thing and blah, blah,
Got
blah.
our
And he
eyes
says,
closed.
open your eyes. And the whole lake had stars on it.
Yeah.
There were sparkles everywhere.
And
everywhere.
the longer you stood there and watched it, they grew, but then the energy
They're
started.
coming upwards.
Yeah.
It was wild. It was like on acid.
I was gonna say trippy, but trippy. The problem is, there's not a problem, but there's just no words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's an experience. We can talk about it all day long and try to explain it, but just know there's literally no words.
Yeah. So Dario said, leave your stuff here. Leave your stuff on top of this mesa. And so we walked down to where the water was. And I have a thing with water. I have got to get my feet
Like,
in it.
ah!
I've got to wash it. I've got to touch this water. I've got to. And so Dario told Marco to get one of the stones and do a thing with our third eye. And so we took our shoes off, and before Marco did his thing, when we washed all of our chakras with this water, and man, you could just feel it.
Oh, yeah.
The water was
So pure.
I want to say it was like singing. I don't know if you guys
Well,
got
yeah.
that.
Yes.
It was like
But
singing, but it was like there was sound, but there was no sound. It was weird. You can't, not weird, but you can't quite put wording to it.
But that was everywhere.
silence had
But
a
that was
song.
everywhere we stopped. There was a different song.
Yeah, it was the
The na-
silence
the-
had a song.
yeah.
That's the
The
best.
song of nature, I guess, is
And you couldn't hear it if you were talking.
no.
And that was the most interesting part of it. It's like,
That's the beautiful thing about traveling with y'all and doing these kind of journeys with y'all, is that we honor each other in our space and know when to talk, when not to talk, and so,
And do you?
and do you at the same time.
when to pick on each other
Yeah.
and laugh a lot.
We do laugh a lot.
So Marco did me first. He did I washed myself and did it, and I went in a total altered state. I just started walking up the side of this mountain barefooted.
Without your glasses?
Without your
No
glasses.
glasses, no nothing, and I could see things and experience things, and there was beings, and I was having conversations, and I was like in the. I don't know how to explain it all, but they were showing me things. Actually was an angel on the side of a boulder, and telling me to even understand how to truly connect with the angelic beings, or to the divine. Really, there's people out there that are saying, "Oh, I'm this," but they're not connected. And I'm saying that with love and compassion.
Absolutely.
Because there is a feeling or an experience, and the people here that are true mountain people, or true people
Yeah.
that really they're
They know
connected. You can feel it, and they can feel it in you.
Yes.
They feel the purity in you, and
Yeah.
vice versa. You can feel the purity in them. The sincerity.
People just love you, and they just and smile, and anyway. So I had that experience, and it was so profound in me. I mean, I'm not the same Shannon. I can say that in my own self, even in my thought process, my state of being, or where it's like last night I started trying to go back a little bit to
the old way of thinking and processing.
Why would I want to do that?
Right.
Why? And so I just started loving it, and it's just like it's quieted down. It's like, okay, we're going back, and we've got tools now.
Yes.
And we don't have to be afraid of going back into this environment that's the concrete and the fast and the pace and the food, and you think you're getting organic food, but you're not. I'm telling you.
That was one of the things we really talked about yesterday.
When you eat the food here that comes right out of the earth.
It tastes like the ground.
It tastes like
Pachamama.
You have soup and it tastes like earth. I mean, everything just tastes like the earth, and you could feel the vibration. And then you go home, and it's like, I was trying to think, man, about our organic food, but does it have the vibration?
Mm-mm.
That's the trippy part of it.
Yeah.
Is that the food is vibrating. What happened? It's like, I'm going to cry.
What happened to the food?
It's like, what happened to the vibration? What happened to the connectedness?
Well, and the thing is like Marco was saying yesterday, you were talking about, well, I'll just go home and start gardening and learning how to do this myself. And the problem is it's so tainted.
Yeah.
From the soil.
The industry in itself. Yeah, I mean,
but
the soil is depleted. The seeds are, whatever. And it's not the same.
But it's like Dario said, we're the pioneers. We're feeling this experience, and we're going to get to take it back.
Yeah.
And not be in judgment of that space, because it's honoring. And I think that's where the disconnectedness comes from, is we go, oh my God, that plate's dirty.
Right.
No, that plate has some beautiful stuff that we can put out into the yard and help the yard. You know. Even when we're in the heavy environment, we see how we can enhance it or experience it in a way that you can generate from.
Right.
I think it's the generating, and instead of just being a giving and taking, that everybody's generating.
Yeah.
That's the best word.
Yeah.
Of the generator, and that's, most people can relate to that. What is a generator? It creates, it takes negative and positive and makes this beautiful light.
Right. Well, like here, we only have 2 compartments. We don't even have a trash can, other than the bathroom.
Yeah.
But we don't have a trash can, so it's recycle or organic.
Right.
And then it goes back out in the earth. And then it was interesting, too, what he was saying when we were up there is they harvest, they grow crops. What was it, 3 years?
Yeah.
3 years.
And then they let the land rest
for 6 years. You're like, whoa.
And he was just explaining how nature takes care of putting all that back in it,
They have the hogs, they have the llamas, they have the wild
birds,
animals, the birds.
Yeah, and allowing it to naturally neutralize
itself. It's self-sufficient. It just takes care of itself. That's the natural generator.
Yeah, it's the generator.
Yeah.
It brings it all. You see cow poop way up the mountain. It's like, how did the cows get there? Because they set them free. Yeah. And they let the animals free, and they go and do their thing on their crops, and they.
Yeah.
It's massive.
En español, todo eso. Oh no, mucha información.
I was going to say, do you want to share anything or speak in Spanish or whatever?
Sí, en unas pocas palabras quiero compartir unas de las cosas las experiencias que tuvimos ayer. Fuimos a un lugar muy sagrado donde muchas personas no pueden ir porque tienes que conocer a alguien que es un local que vive aquí en estas tierras. Entonces, en nuestro viaje, ayer fuimos en una altitud muy, muy, muy alta donde puedes ver todas las montañas a tu alrededor. Hasta tu respiración está diferente. Y en nuestro camino aprendimos a estar presente, conectando con la naturaleza en maneras que ni palabras pueden expresar. Se podía sentir la conexión con todo lo que es divino, con la naturaleza, con Dios, con las plantas, los animales. Y cuando estábamos ahí arriba, tuvimos una experiencia donde hicimos una meditación para sentir qué es o qué significa realmente estar conectado. Y mi compañero, mi hermano, mi hermana estaban compartiendo que ellos podían mirar las horas de las plantas, de todos los colores más brillantes. Y en mi manera, en mi expresión, sentí el aire, el Espíritu Santo diciéndome, date permiso a sentir, a conectar. Y cuando yo me quité de mi propia mente, me pude sentir esa conexión expandiendo en maneras que ni palabras son justas. Caminamos un poco a un lago muy especial, donde en el lago podías mirar las estrellas. Era como una reflexión del universo. Y trabajamos con Dario. Cada vez que fuimos a un lugar sagrado, pedíamos permiso, hicimos una oración. Él lo hacía en quechua, yo en español, en inglés. Y cada vez expandía nuestra conciencia un poquito más y un poquito más. Y cuando fuimos a ese lago donde estaban las estrellas, era como una canción, el silencio, una paz, una tranquilidad. Realmente estando presente y conectado, es como que el tiempo no había tiempo, era otro tiempo y espacio. Y estoy muy orgulloso de poder compartir con ustedes esta experiencia. Solamente estando aquí sentados, expresando nuestra experiencia, ustedes pueden recibir esa energía. Una vez más, cerramos los ojos, nos conectamos. Dario nos dijo, abran sus ojos. Y el lago estaba lleno de estrellas. Era algo tan maravilloso. Profundamente cambió todas nuestras vidas. No somos la misma persona que éramos. Vamos a regresar renacidos, nuevos en nuestro ser divino. Algo más que quiero compartir es invitarlos a ustedes. Sí, estamos en la ciudad, pero podemos conectar. I was sharing that I want to invite everyone there. You don't have to come to a place like this to be connected. A lot of people think
That's what we become realized.
you need to go here, you need to do medicine, this and that. No. No necesitas tomar medicina, no necesitas viajar a un lugar maravilloso. La conexión es dentro de ti. The real connection is within. It's not out here.
That's right.
Well, and the people that we've talked to about medicine, and we decided before even talking to them that we weren't going to do it. But they even talk about how they only do it every 4 to 5 years.
That's right.
One time. Every 4 to 5 years. And it's to help move through something.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's not, let's do this every weekend.
Right. Or let's do this to feel the connectedness or whatever.
They only do it because they're cleansing themselves.
Right.
And that's the thing that we've been doing is just clearing ourselves. Every day we do meditation.
Yeah.
We started reading from this beautiful book. It's in Spanish. That we saw in a shop. I was attracted to it. I can't even read it, so Marco's reading it and interpreting it
for us.
But it's a conversation with Christ, a cosmic Christ, and each day you read a passage, and then we have a conversation.
Goes with the day,
yes,
perfectly,
it does.
Or with
and
our
today
dreams.
Today is about connectedness, and it's about how we connect, and what are you pulling to you, or what are you pushing away from you?
Yes.
And living by your own faith.
Yes.
That's the
very
most important
thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't know what faith is.
Yeah.
viviendo del espacio de la fe, porque muchos de nosotros creemos que tenemos fe, pero la fe no es algo de la mente, es algo que tiene
is
que
from
ser
the heart.
sentido del corazón.
Faith is from the heart. It's that being connected, that every step you take is the right one.
Yeah.
And it's an experience. And nobody else can tell you how to experience your faith.
Yeah.
If you watch others, you can see it and be inspired by that. But you can't connect with faith in the way I do,
Right.
or the way Marco or
Right.
Zeta, or the way you do. You got to do it your way. I think there's even some scriptures in the Bible about that. It's like, I love the fact that Christ said, you do greater things than I will,
Right.
and if that's so, and you truly have faith, and you're truly walking in the connectedness. We were talking about that
Yes.
this morning because Christ was connected. Buddha was connected. After Buddha, he said it, meditated, and so did Christ. They went in
Right.
and meditated for 40 days and 40 nights. They went in and had this meditation. They went in and did this ego battle.
Right.
They went in and did purification.
But we can do it too.
Yes, we can.
And you can do it too.
That's right.
Y tú lo puedes hacer también en tu propia manera. Cada quien tiene su propia experiencia de fe, pero haciéndolo en tu manera, no en la manera que alguien te dice o en... Hay muchas maneras, pero realmente es tu manera. Your way is the
Yeah.
real way.
So if everybody was in their own Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness, Muhammad consciousness, whatever you want to call it, would we need churches? Because this
This is church.
this is God's church right
Yeah.
here. And we get to watch the symphony that's happens. It's magnificent. Just truly magnificent. So we went up, we had this beautiful experience. We came back down.
For our day 2 within a day.
Part 2 on the same day.
We went by Dario's father's house. He's reclaiming the land
Yeah.
because his father got older and the land overtaken, and so he's cleaning it up, and he's discovered that there's all these peach trees
Yeah.
and pear trees and all these beautiful trees underneath there.
His dad planted, I think my understanding right, his dad
Yeah.
planted all these original fruit trees,
That are not GMO.
They're not tainted.
thinking.
They are non-GMO plant
Right.
trees that you're getting a real pear.
But he was actually thinking about his grandchildren and
Yeah,
the
for
next
the future
future generations.
And the thing that kind of tripped me out is that we saw things that we thought were something, and he was like, no, this is its original form. This is what it's supposed to be. You may call it something else. It may look a
Right.
little bit different, but this is what it really is
This-
supposed
Because
to
it
It's
look
looked
like.
not
like
genetically
chamomile,
modified.
but it was not chamomile. Yeah.
Yeah. Fascinating stuff. I mean, there's some trees in there that look like, they were old.
But I think there's a huge lesson in there too, because we get so stuck in, yes, you do have to live in the now, but we get so stuck on ourselves that we lose sight of the generations coming.
That's
and
right.
so taking care of Pachamama and taking care of the earth, as
Yeah.
a whole, that there's a whole nother the next generation's coming up,
For the kids
and that's
their
what
kids.
they think about that here. It's like he was so adamant about the plastic and the paper. We have to recycle. Make sure the compost goes in out there. You
Yeah.
know, and so but they're thinking about that, and that's something that we, especially in America, we don't tend to
No.
think about that next generation.
We just
We're
want to
in
give the responsibility
now.
to somebody else. Oh,
Right.
they'll take care
They'll
of it.
take care of it. They'll do
Right.
it.
Well, the next generation of Americans are I don't give a fuck generation.
Yeah.
And they don't The kids don't know how to even build a fire
Right.
Or wash a dish, or wash their own clothes.
without a washing machine.
Mm-hmm.
Or like we're having it, we have to boil the water to get the hot
Yeah.
water to wash the dishes.
And I'm grateful because, you know, the shower is warm. Some of these places don't have hot water. They have to warm up, boil the water, get a little bucket, and
But the kids here they're taught that connectiveness, you know, because we've watched plenty of children around here.
Yeah, they don't tell them no.
They don't tell them no. Like, Dario's son broke his flute yesterday, and
Okay.
they're like,
You didn't get
okay.
mad. It's like, it's
no, it was just like,
Pachamama.
yeah, Pachamama got the flute, you know. And we've been by villages where the little kids are bringing water, you know, to the workers.
But I thought was fascinating. He's 3 years old, and when he was done, his mama wrapped him up in a
Yeah.
bundle on her back. She tied him up on the back, and she toted him down out of that mountain.
Yep. And he fell asleep.
Fell asleep, riding on her back in the tote.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And that is something that you don't see in America
Right.
too much. They carry their babies until
yeah.
they don't put them. They carry them on their backs.
they don't
They
do the
bring-
leash thing. I don't like the leash thing. The people who put
But
kids on the leash.
babies, I mean, like, they
They
just
can-
carry them on their back.
Everywhere they go.
Everywhere they go.
Whip them around their front. Pop the boob in. Keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah, whip them around, back around.
Whip them back around. Keep plowing the
Yes.
Keep working. Keep working.
Keep going. I mean,
Everything is family oriented, but it's
Yeah.
that connectiveness.
and we're still looking for kites. That's our thing. Peruvian kites are the bomb. Today.
Yes, they are.
We're gonna try to find some to bring back.
Well, we
so
did
we can have a kite day.
a similar kite thing yesterday. With the
the
two
birds.
hawks.
Oh God, that was so
Yeah, that
beautiful.
was
Martin, did you get that?
Yeah, I shared the video of it. It was just them dancing and just enjoying the air and just
They
flowing.
came and visited us as we were going down the mountain,
Yeah.
which was just another majestic moment. Everybody stopped. Even
Yeah.
Dario, Larry, everybody just
Stop
stopped
and watch.
Yeah.
because it was like a blessing.
It was a blessing.
We got to see a boulder that had been struck by lightning. It looked like two people that were two women, you know. And then you turn to this side and it was a face in it. It was amazing.
And it had a green glow to it.
Yeah.
It did.
It was cool.
So yeah, guys. I mean, we've been on here talking. Thank you for having breakfast with
Yeah,
us.
thank you for having breakfast.
But we just want to share. I think that in my heart, or part of my job, you know, here on this earth is to understand how to be connected and just walk that path,
yeah.
so that others can see. It doesn't mean you need to be a hipster and quit doing work and go and do yoga and eat lettuce and all of that. No, it doesn't. It means going in and looking at the places that you resist yourself.
Right.
Because when you resist yourself, you resist nature. You resist the connectedness.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that is the real. That's what the angels have been trying to teach us so much. It's like, connect with me and I'll show you, but you got to connect inside of you first.
You get to accept yourself
Yes.
in all ways,
All
Your
forms,
brokenness,
shapes,
your
all of it.
fixedness,
Yeah.
your ugliness, your happiness, your everything. Because it's just you.
Yep.
If you break a mirror on the ground, do you see the mirror broken or do you see some art project?
Ooh.
And that goes perfectly with today's energy about.
That's what they told me last night. They broke a mirror on the ground and then we started putting it in this beautiful complex
Nice mosaic.
mosaic thing. It was so beautiful. And every part was reflecting its own beautiful piece in it. That's what creates you.
Seeing the beauty in all,
That's right.
so that we can shine.
Even if you think you're broken, you can bring that into this most beautiful piece of artwork. I like it.
And today's energy is?
About the star, seeing the beauty in all, being divinely inspired, are we ready to really shine in our light to be
That's
that
true.
star?
Nice.
Are you really ready to shine in your light?
Yeah.
Do we want to end this with a little meditation?
Yeah.
Or meditation together?
Sure.
Take a minute of a meditation and
So we're going to share with the Pacos, how the Pacos
Yeah.
taught us how to meditate, actually.
Yes.
Yes.
And how to open up to the universe. And it's very simple. You're going to bring your hands together in the middle of your chest, touching your chest. And you're going to bring your hand straight up, all the way up, straight above you. Open up your crown chakra, opening up your aura. And you're going to bring it here. And you're going to bring it right in front of you. And you're going to come from the ground. And you're going to uncover yourself. You're going to say, hello, God. I'm opening myself up to you. And then you go into a space of just being in gratitude. You don't have to be quiet. You could just say, I am so thankful to you, Creator. I'm thankful to you, angels, Archangel Michael, Uriel, whatever. All the mountains that are around us, we ask them to come and connect with us. We ask the grass that we're so grateful that you are beneath our feet, and then you give us this beautiful experience of your green, beautiful, the bees that are around us. We give such gratitude, and the butterflies. And the people in our lives that show up, we give gratitude for their experience, whether it's a happy experience or a negative experience. We give gratitude to them for walking the path, walking the Camino with us, walking that space. And we just stay in gratitude. And all that stuff, all those worries and things will just start falling away because we're being focused on the beauty that's in front of us, not the worries that are behind us. Being in gratitude for all of the children screaming and
having
playing
fun.
and enjoying that space. And so you don't have to do this for very long. It's just being in that space of gratitude and being open. So as you open, you also have to bring yourself back into the alignment. And then how to do that, you begin here. And you're going to go out to the sides. And you're going to bring the energy. You're going to grab hold of that connectedness. And you're going to bring it in. You're going to bring it all the way up to the top of your crown. And then you're going to pull it down, anchoring that energy down inside of your body, all the way down into your heart space. Then you're going to reach back up here onto the tips of your shoulders, right at this, where the neck and the shoulders come together. And you're going to bring that energy again. And you're going to bring it around. And it's going to cover the top of your head, like bringing the crown back on top of your head. Bringing it into the middle, back into your heart space. And what you are doing, you're not closing your aura off. You're sealing it so that if anything comes against, it just is in love. It's just in a space. Because they don't have a word for hate here. They don't have a word for friend here.
It's brother and sister.
Brother and
Hermana,
sister.
hermano.
So, my brothers and sisters, I know we talked to quite a long time, and we can gab and share with you guys so much. We just love it. We love sharing. We're going to be back in Houston. Look for our classes showing up. We are going to be doing, I think, 2 Reiki Master class, Angelic Reiki Master classes, September. My birthday's coming up.
Ooh, special birthday celebration.
We're looking for places to work out of. We're looking for people to support us and want to come and listen to our lecture or want to host us for a lecture about some of our experiences, because it's the energy is what we can bring.
Yes, definitely.
I know I have lots of items to sell.
Yes. Oh,
When you get
we're going through to see what we need to pick up and what left.
We're
And,
weighing suitcases.
yeah, we're weighing suitcases today. What's left? Tremendous. We have some amazing colors. I don't know if you can see the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue.
This
green.
one's mine.
I was gonna say you're showing
You're like,
yours.
this is mine.
The patterns and stuff that they have. So yeah,
Awesome.
we love all of y'all, from our hearts to yours.
De nuestros corazones a tu corazón. Munay Sonko.
And
Nice,
I think our next telecast is going to be when we're back in America, I think.
Today's our last day in PSAC.
Yeah,
And we get up in the morning and go to Cusco, and we'll finish up some things
we're
there.
staying at the Hilton. Just saying.
Oh, pampering. Last day.
We'll finish up some things
We need a
there.
mani-pedi.
And
I'm getting
then
my
we'll,
customized boots and shoes
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Some slip-on shoes.
Yeah, they make customized shoes here. So anyway, love you
love
all.
you.
Ciao.
Hasta luego.